expected. And you could tell that by the way some of you are in my comment sections, and by the way a lot of you all have been in the comment section since I've been in the space. So do better. Do better. And that's pretty much what today's gonna be about, right? We're talking about do better. Max Verstappen goes Karen. Or what do they call it? Ken? They call it Ken? Yeah, goes Ken during a sim racing event. Now, it's not so much what he said. I'm not even tripping about, like, I'm not on here to say, oh, Max was cussing and he went to ham and all this other stuff. Although I think it could be easily said and proven that if Lewis Hamilton had done that, it would be a way bigger uproar than what we have seen at this point in time from bigger platforms and reporting agencies. But because it's Max, the spoiled Formula One child, it's not as big. Now, like I said, I'm not even tripping so much about what he said. It might be true. What I'm really taking note of is this. And we're going to go over what happened. What's up, fam? We're going to go over what happened. And Bill 2JZ, I'll make sure that I need to put you in the other chat. But the next track for this week is France. Paul Ricard. That is the next track. So get yourselves ready for that. Don't forget super chats. Get your points towards your VIP box. Shipping those out. Also, I need for Calvin Martin, Buck Dollar Puro, and 70 Dodge, man. I need you all to get with me so I can get your shirt sizes and get your Wolfpack shirts sent out. But let's go into this because this is what's interesting. So I'm going to play a video, but I'm going to read pretty much what Max said, okay? All right, here's this video. So Max, in the sim racing event, this is what he has to say. So I'm going to write this once. It must be in a Discord group. It might get deleted, but who cares? After 5 months of prep to fight for a title, around 2 months of prep for Le Mans, this is what we get. This was a disgrace for the sim racing community and all big brands and drivers involved. Big stutters all race. 2 red flags due to attacks, you say. But then again, people disconnecting. Some get their laps back, some don't. Because of this stupid 4-car rule, how can you even rely on rules when you can't even control your own shit server? I'm going to read that again. How can you rely on rules when you can't even control your own shit server? This is not the first time we do this. I've literally been disconnected 3 out of 4 events. You might think after that, first or second time you learn. But this is just a disaster. The Le Mans organization, which he spelled organization wrong, but we all make mistakes. We do, I do, you do. We all make mistakes, so I'm not holding Max on that. Should you really look at what they want moving forward? Because doing it on this platform is just a clown show. I'm never competing again, and that's all down to your incompetence. You got to be careful when you throw stones, because like in this message, they could throw a lot of stones back when it comes to incompetency. Hope maybe people will follow my lead and we can build something nice somewhere else, because all of team brands and drivers deserve it. Max, that's a lot of words, sir. That's a lot of words for Max Verstappen to be talking and capping, capping, crash strapping. Maxie, man, listen. This is the funny thing. If you heard that statement and they just took Le Mans out, you would swear that Max was talking about 2021 AD. And this is the funny thing that I'm going to mention about this. If Max realized all of that to him was wrong, all the prep that went into 5 months of preparing for a championship, 2 months preparing for Le Mans event, all of that. So that means all the crap that you've been shoveling on your interviews, all the crap you've been shoveling on the little pieces they've been doing with you at Formula One, you've been lying. You've been lying to us. You've been lying to the public. Because indeed, if you realize that in that small little sim racing event, you can't tell me now, Max has exposed himself. I would have definitely been like, well, you know what? That's Max, because like he didn't even see nothing wrong with what all this just happened, but he did. So that tells you, Max, you know Your 2021 championship, sir, was basically what you talking about in this Le Mans. All that time prepared for a championship. All that time to get the 8th world championship to break the time record with Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. All that time just to compete in the race and be cheated out of a championship, and you gifted a championship. You know it was wrong, but you will never say it because it benefited you. Because it benefited you. These are real facts, people. I try to tell you all the time. What is done in the dark will always come to light. You will always find lies will be a derivative of the truth. And the truth is, Max Verstappen knows deep in his heart. That's why he don't ever really want to talk about it. Who doesn't want to talk about a championship season? Who? Unless you know it really wasn't your championship season. Unless you know something took place within that event that spoiled it rotten. I benefited. I don't want to revisit it. That's what you see from Max Verstappen. And people will be mad here and talk about this, the Max Hate channel. No, this is the Max Face the Mirror Real channel. And it's crazy. You have people making comments like, oh, that was a GOAT statement. GOAT statement for who and for what? If you think that's a GOAT statement, then you should have a problem with Max, because when 2021 happened, that was a damn debacle. And he acted like, hey, you know, stuff happens. It's okay. No, you're going to go off the hinges on a sim racing event and not go off the hinges when somebody that races next to you, just the greatest Formula One driver in history, gets cheated in an event and you can't even stand upright and say what's wrong when you there? I've always said Max would have gained a supreme amount of respect from the viewership had after that race he said something along the lines of this, maybe a little bit better than this, right? Like not throwing so many stones, but basically acknowledge the fact that, hey, I got this championship, but I think we all know what has taken place here is not in accordance with the rules and not in accordance to what and how we have been conducting these races since Michael Massey has been race director. Nah, that ain't what he said, though. Max has been trying to hold on to that whole thing. He don't even really want to talk about it. And with this statement that he makes within this event, you would swear if somebody took out Le Mans that he was talking about AD 2021. Max, no, you a hypocrite, bro. You contradicted yourself just right then and there. If you got respect for Max Verstappen for what happened in 2021 and things he's never stood up for, I don't even know how you have respect for him now. I don't know if you're a legitimate person, you don't look and say like, damn, like, bro, you feel that way about this Le Mans event, but what took place in Abu Dhabi damn sure was worse than this. And you've been like really cool with it because it benefited Max. Think about it. When they wasn't going to unlap the cars and the race potentially was supposed to end under a safety car if they followed the guidelines and rules, Max had a problem with it. But wait a minute back, was it Spa? Was it Spa 2022 or before that race that Max was okay with the race ending under a safety car? Completely okay. Why? Because he was out front. And that's why I keep trying to tell y'all Max the front runner. Then we got all these people. We got plenty of people that come to this channel and they want to be like, Max is he's the GOAT. Max is no GOAT. Max is not even a great driver. And then they want to try to say Lewis Hamilton's only stats. Yeah, but he had to do something to get those stats, didn't he? You sound stupid. Y'all sound stupid. When people come to this channel and other channels, they say, oh, Lewis is just a statistical GOAT. Well, how did he get those stats? Didn't he have to drive? Didn't he have to earn them? I mean, but what's Michael Schumacher? What's he? See, you only use these little trolling ploys when it comes to a black man in Formula One named Sir Lewis Hamilton. You only use those. Or like, it's easy to do when you're in the fastest car. Well, what the hell did Max have? He didn't. He had a very competitive, almost equally as fast car in 2021. They cheated. He got cheated. He cheated. He didn't cheat, but they cheated and gifted him a championship. This 2022 season, Max had the fastest car of all tracks on the grid, but you don't say that about him. You sound stupid when you do that. Michael Schumacher had tires that were literally personally designed for his driving ability. He did all types of testing. Like, what are you talking about? You sound ridiculous. You look ridiculous. It is a fact. So I know, and you should know by now, that Max indeed realizes what happened in AD 2021 was definitely a crock of crap. That's exactly what it was, a crock of crap. So, hey, I'm trying to let you know this. A lot of you all better pump your brakes. Pump your brakes, because you might be in a real big shocking surprise coming the next 4 years? The next 4 years. You might be shockingly surprised. I'm always one to give somebody credit for something that they've legitimately earned. They stand up with integrity for. Even if situations happen I can't completely agree with. If you have character and integrity, I can rock with you. But I'm telling you, this is not integrity. This ain't character. This it is integrity and character. It's just crap integrity and character. Just point blank, period. He said these things. And that's how Max felt. And now that I know that's how Max felt, I know for a fact that he knows what was right and what was wrong.
This is just incompetence. They can't even control
just
their
keeping
own
it
game.
real.
And this is already the third time this happens to me now.
And look how he sits there so calmly talking about it
while doing this race. So it's also the last time I'm ever participating.
He feels at this point in time,
for 5 months,
he don't have anything to lose.
You're leading the championship. You're trying to win this race.
Not him. It's not his championship, right? It's funny. I'm trying to tell y'all better pump your brakes on Max Verstappen a little bit, and pump your brakes on so much disrespect that you throw on Lewis Hamilton's name with everything that he's accomplished, and that other drivers before Lewis Hamilton have accomplished. I don't think a lot of you realize when you disrespect Lewis Hamilton and the great things he's accomplished, not only one are you disrespecting Max, because Max is working to accomplish more than Lewis. Excuse me. He's working to accomplish more than Lewis. Those are stats. Those are statistics. Those are championships, numbers that you say Lewis Hamilton is just, he earned them. Max is doing the same thing, but it doesn't apply to him because you're stupid. Then you don't say anything about the guy before Lewis, Schumacher. I don't see you throwing dirt on his name on behalf of that. So it's just, you really expose yourself. You tell a lot about yourself. You tell a lot about your character. You tell a lot about your personality. I'm telling you, y'all be some busters out here. Keep the same energy. Rock with it the same. Trust me. Hey, but anyway, I'm just saying, hey, Max, it's okay to be mad about a game. I'm not saying that what he did say is wrong in regards to the quality of the event. I'm saying, big shout out, Carlos, for the sticker, bro. Big shout out to you. Thank you, big bro. I'm saying that him acknowledging and realizing that means that he knows in his heart, without telling you all, that AD 2021 was, like he said right here. What did he say? What did Max say? Let me read this. He says, a clown show. A clown show, he says. And then what else does he say? Where's that other statement? Because of the stupid 4-car rule, how can you even rely on rules when you can't even control your own shit server? These are things that he's saying about an organization. Why you not saying anything about Michael Massey and them stewards, the racing stewards that made that debacle of a championship season, which was looking great. What you remove that is a great season. Epic. It is going to go down in history for one of the most epic seasons that have been ruined by a scandal. And it was a scandal. I'm telling you. So we'll see what happens. But I just, I had to get on here with y'all, but I didn't want to get on too early, spend a little time. Martin Luther King Day, a man who did great things. Also, Malcolm X will be coming up this month. We'll be recognizing Malcolm. I think a lot of times people try to dismiss Malcolm X because they look at him as an extremist. But the truth is, what Malcolm X was in response to what was being done to his community. And we had two different people doing great things in two different ways. And combined together, you'll get a better response. But they found a way to keep that from happening with both of these brothers. So it's unfortunate, but that is what happened. And that is why I am so thankful for my community. When you're in the driver's meet, you will see a plethora spectrum of skin color and character and personalities. in my community a plethora of skin color, nationalities, backgrounds. That is why I hold firm to saying that this is a channel built by somebody who really cares about all. But Rocco, what's up? Outside of that, Max has a really good point given how bad the servers were during the event. Most of the participants getting disconnected ain't good. And that is true. That's why I say I don't have a problem with what he said about in regards to the event, because it was factual. And that, I mean, come on, when we have problems about the races, you know, or that we throw on Sundays at 11 a.m., come check us out live. The races are fun, maybe even participate. I can understand that. It was just the fact that I realized he understood, and the way he lined that up tells me that he's been lying to us, that he knows what happened in 2021 is a clown show, but he won't say that because he benefited from it. And that's where the character and integrity hinge. Electronic Cornbread, it's a day on, not a day off. Thanks for staying on the J. Facts, bro. I mean, it could be late. Sometime I done came on here at 3 a.m. It could be late. We got car reveals coming up. You can imagine some of these car reveals, my time is going to happen like at 2 a.m., 5 a.m., maybe late in the evening. I'm trying to make as many as I can. So we're going to be here for the car reveals. That's starting next month, so be here for that. I'll make sure I try to post, get the links up so you all can come on live. Try to time it to when they reveal the car, not so much all the other things that they want to talk about, which is not that it's not important, but we all know the meat, steak and potatoes, or watching that is the let's see the new platform. Unfortunately, probably some of these platforms, maybe like Red Bull did, they just came out with the standard car, and it's very ironic. Red Bull, I'm gonna look at that, but anyway. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But this season, and a lot of people are concerned about Drive to Survive. I can't wait for that to come out. We're gonna see what happens with that, what they elaborate on, what they put in there, what they don't put in there. That's gonna be very interesting to see that as well. So be on deck for that, because we definitely gonna come on here and talk about that. We definitely gonna talk about the Drive to Survive when it pops out. So all of that good stuff. So we got Drive to Survive. We're gonna have car reveals here. We're gonna have testing. I will be here for testing. So probably the first day of testing, I'm gonna be on live. We're gonna talk about some things, go over whatever. We're probably gonna see a lot of flow vids. I'm really interested to see how these cars start performing on track, and then see what the teams do before the first day, the first lights out, where they can take these cars, and especially teams like McLaren, Alpine. I know everybody's looking for Mercedes with what happened last season and how they made strides of progress towards the end of the season. A lot of people looking at Red Bull. Can they maintain this dominance over a certain period of time where Max might even have an opportunity to equal Lewis Hamilton in championships, yet beat him? You're going to have to win every season until Max contracts up, and that's really tough. Blackhearted Mad Dog. I've said this months times. AD 2021 equals Survivor Series 97. Vince equal Matt. Damn, that's funny. That's funny. Formula E also is back. I posted a dope shot of that. Might try to watch a little bit more of that. I'm telling you, I'm still so old school in my ways of fossil fuels that I love hearing the roars of motors and not so much the whines of electric motors. So a little rough for me to get into, but the strategy and the event itself of Formula E is very interesting, just like XC and everything else. So we might check out some of that. But be here this weekend, Sunday at 11, another race. We're going to be at Paul Ricard in France. These drivers are giving you all an excellent show. Also, Wolves Den, we probably will go ahead and schedule something this week. Talk about the steering wheel that is going to be offered for a winner of a series or a race that I will set up. So that'll be something else we'll get into. So I appreciate you all linking on during this time. A little bit later for some of y'all, especially my UK family. Y'all 5 hours out, you know, so I really do appreciate y'all even being on here and everybody. So big shout out to you all. See you all soon. You know I'll be on during the week. Make sure to share and subscribe. They say, like, we have a lot of people that are here that are returning but aren't subscribers. Like, you all are returning, watching, and participating, but you haven't subscribed. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. All right. So I really appreciate you all. Y'all be safe. Have a good night. Peace.